Y'all, I didn't even put any butter on these biscuits. I was so excited to get to the gravy. Yum. Okay, so we're going to start our sausage gravy with some ground pork. I don't have just traditional sausage, but of course we know that if you're eating pork sausage, it comes from ground pork. And so I just have some ground pork here. You all know that I love Butcher Box protein. So this is a pound of Butcher Box ground pork. And so we're gonna separate it, let it cook until it is completely done. We don't want to see any pink. And then we will add our seasonings. Our ground pork is about 3/4 of the way done. So I'm going to add in some onions and some seasonings. Now, of course, if you don't want onions in your sausage gravy, don't add onions, but I put onions in everything. And honestly, if I had some bell pepper, I'd add that too. But we're gonna add just some chopped white onions. And these are just frozen chopped onions. I'm not doing any chopping this morning. Oh, by the way, Merry Christmas to y'all if you celebrate Merry Christmas. If not, happy December 25th. So just a few chopped onions. My mom got up talking about gravy biscuits, and she loves to get gravy biscuits from McDonald's. And I said, you know what? I have some ground pork. I have some biscuits, and my oven is on. The biscuits are in the oven. I'm not even going to show you the biscuit process because they're canned biscuits. But just a few onions in here. I want a few more onions. I like onions. Now, like I said, if you don't like onions, don't put them in yours. This is my portion of sausage gravy. So I'm gonna add onions. And of course, we're not gonna drain this because we're going to use the fat from the ground pork to create the gravy, okay? So the seasonings that I will be using, some ground black pepper, some garlic powder, some onion powder, some Italian seasoning, and lots of times in sausage it has seasonings like sage, rosemary, thyme, things of that nature, which are usually included in Italian seasoning. So since I don't have like sage and rosemary and thyme separately, I'm just gonna use some Italian seasoning, and I'm gonna pour that in or tap that in generously. And I want my sausage to have a little bit of a kick, so I'm gonna add some crushed red pepper flakes. You know, of course, you can buy spicy sausage. If you don't want it spicy, don't add the crushed red pepper. And last but not least, just a light sprinkle of salt. Pork is already so full of sodium and fat anyway. We're not gonna put a lot of salt in that. And of course, if I feel like I need to add more salt once the gravy is complete, I will, you know, add seasonings as needed. But you can always add seasonings or salt, but you can't take it out. So I'm not gonna overdo it here. All right, so there is no more pink left. I want this to get just a little bit more brown. I want it to I want it to have some crispy edges. So I'm gonna let this cook for just maybe about a minute or two more, and then we'll go on to the next step. So the ground pork is nice and brown and starting to crisp up just a little bit in some places. I have 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. And this is what's gonna cause it to thicken and get that nice gravy consistency. And we wanna cook the flour into the meat. gosh, it smells good. It smells like sausage. I added a little more Italian seasoning to it. And it smells like sausage. I'm going to add in 2 cups of milk. And since I'm not using whole milk and I want it to be a little extra creamy, I'm gonna put in a cup of half and half. Of course, if you have heavy whipping cream, you can do that as well. Oh, the biscuits are smelling yummy. They're smelling like they're almost done, if not done. And now we're just gonna let the half and half and the milk do its job. You can see the seasonings floating around in there. I believe this is going to be delicious. We're gonna let this cook down until it's thick and creamy. I'm gonna turn the heat down to a low medium heat, and I'll come back and show you what the finished product looks like, and we'll be able to plate over our biscuits. Yay. Now this is the creamy consistency that we want in a gravy. Of course, if you want your gravy thinner, just add more milk. I did add more seasonings to it. I added more black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and I just kept tasting it. It was missing a flavor component, so I put some Lowry seasoning salt in it, and that's what took it to where it needed to be. As you can see, I got my biscuits back here in the back. I have my bowl. I have me 2 biscuits here. And I'm just gonna generously scoop that gravy onto the biscuits. And let's do one more scoop. And we have homemade sausage gravy and some canned biscuits. The gravy is homemade, the biscuits are not. Okay, so let's prepare for our taste test. Lord, bless these biscuits and this gravy I'm about to receive in your name, amen. Y'all, I didn't even put any butter on these biscuits. I was so excited to get to the gravy. Yum. Let's do one more bite. This is so good, so flavorful. The crushed red pepper flakes add just a little bit of the heat that I like. Thank you for spending just a little bit of your time here with me today. I really appreciate you watching. Again, if you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. If not, happy December 25th. And whatever time you see this video, if it's the new year, 2024 is upon us, you know it's right around the corner. So if you're watching this in the new year, I hope that you are having a blessed and prosperous new year thus far. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. And drop down in the comment section and let me know if you make this and how it turns out. I'm interested in hearing. This is so good. It's a quick and easy breakfast for a lazy morning. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.